So I have tried my best. And in the course of my career, I have won 17 individual awards and 16 brand awards. So, like I said earlier before, B.Tech in Agricultural Economics and Extension, FUTO, MBA in Marketing Management from LASU, MSc in Media and Communication from Pan Atlantic University, Lekki, Lagos, and a PhD in Marketing Communication from Babcock University, Lisha. There in Babcock, I received the University Vice Chancellor's Award for the overall best PhD graduating student, class of 2023, and Vice Chancellor's Award for the best graduating student in Agricultural Economics and Extension at FUTO. I'm an alumnus of Ashridge Executive Education, Holt International Business School, United Kingdom, Singapore Management University in Singapore, and INSEAD Executive Education in France. I'm also a certified management consultant, SAFe 6.0 Scrum Master, and a member of 6 professional bodies, Fellow of the National Institute of Marketing of Nigeria, Fellow of the Advertising Profession, FRPA, Fellow of the Institute of Professional Managers and Administrators, Fellow of the Institute of Certified Business Consultant, Fellow of the Institute of Credit Administration, and Fellow of the Institute of Management Consultants. So I'm a faculty with Rome Business School, Tekedia Institute, Boston, USA. And the last but not the least, I chair the Advertising Standards Panel of Nigeria. Panel that is in charge of vetting all the advertising, advertisement, and marketing communication in Nigeria. I'm a family man, married, with 2 beautiful children. And that is who I am. I'm a Nigerian from Enugu State. So I'm going to take you through this course, and the structure is as it is on your screen. So hopefully we will have a good time. Objective of this module will enable students to understand the meaning of global marketing management, factors companies should review before deciding to go abroad, transitioning from domestic to international marketing, global marketing environment and complexities of international marketing. And after the lecture, you should be able to understand how companies develop successful global marketing plan, evaluate potential markets and craft market entry strategies, apply marketing principles in the global environment. And then international market orientation. That is not an F, it is EPRG. Comprehend the 10 commandments of global branding guidelines. And last but not the least, factors shaping the global marketing environment. Are we clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
I want the class to be interactive.
So,
Feel free to halt me if you're not getting cleared of some stuff. So lesson 1. These are things that we're going to cover in lesson 1. It's also in the outline that I shared. So let's run. But before I start, can anybody explain to me what you know about global marketing? Can anybody hazard a guess?
that's it, marketing across borders.
Brilliant. So global marketing refers to marketing activities by companies that emphasize the following points. If you did not see this in what you call global marketing, then it is not global. It must lead to reduction of cost inefficiencies and duplication of efforts. It must lead to opportunities for the transfer of goods, products, and other ideas across subsidiaries. It must lead to emergence of global customers and improve linkages among national marketing infrastructure. And in essence, global marketing does not necessarily mean standardization of products, promotion, pricing, and distribution worldwide, but rather it is a company's proactive willingness to adopt a global perspective instead of a country by country or region by region perspective. And if one now asks you, what is the difference between global marketing and international marketing? Do you think that there's a difference? And what is the difference between global marketing and multinational marketing? So that's the reason why you are here. So let me not bother you so much. A friend of mine in the class have said that is marketing without borders. And we are now looking at what are the factors to be considered before going abroad. And the factors are stated on the screen. Languages and laws. You don't just take your goods and services and hop into a country that you do not understand their language and the laws of the land. So languages and laws are critical as big factors under consideration before going abroad. You look at currencies, volatile currencies. Why are we not attracting foreign direct investment in Nigeria anymore? Volatile currencies. Today you can gain money, tomorrow you lose everything. 2015 dollar was $1 to 360. 2023 dollar moved from $1 to 1,900. It got even up to 1,900 naira. Volatile currencies. You need to think about it. Political and legal uncertainties is also one of the big factors people consider before going abroad. In the light of what is happening in Nigeria in the last 1 week, if you are a foreign company with the Trump threat of gun ablazing, country of particular concern, disgraceful country, shithole country. What name has this man not called us? And you are an investor, a billionaire investor. You want to come and do business in Nigeria. Now, you need to think about it twice. Political and legal uncertainties. Are we the countries of law? Do we have respect for the rule of law? Do we even have respect for our own constitution? Is this a place where you can get justice? Is it a banana republic? You need to think about this. Product redesign to suit different customers' needs and expectations. What might work in your home country may not necessarily work in the host country. And I tell people, Nigeria is the only country, probably in Africa and in the world, where Heineken is sold in 60 cl bottle. Heineken worldwide is sold in 33 cl bottle. But coming over to Nigeria, they have to redesign their pack to meet up with our own ways of consumption. We like them big. But as it is now, most businesses and most brands are going miniature. You see them not only cutting in size, but also going into sachetization. You won't believe in the beer business now that there is 45 cl beer. So when you have 33 cl Heineken, you also have 45 cl Heineken, then you also have 60 cl Heineken. And so it is in the dairy sectors. You have the tin, 450 gram, you have the sachet, you have all manner of SKUs, stock keeping units. You need to think about that. You need to think about profit margin. Of what essence will it be you ventured abroad only to be making losses? You need to think about economics of scale. This country that I'm going to, will it give me the economics of scale? If I want to expand my business, is it worth going? Is it worth investing? I'll give you a typical example. Diageo, the former owners of Guinness Nigeria, and Heineken, in some distant far countries of the world, they form synergy. But they will come in other parts of the world, they are die-hard competitors. In Ghana, Heineken and Diageo owns the Guinness Ghana. So Guinness Ghana produces Guinness and produces Star and Gouda, because the investment was owned by Heineken and Diageo. Heineken and Diageo also own the Red Stripe breweries in Jamaica. The same with Brand House in South Africa. Where am I driving to? These countries are less than 100 million in population. I think the average population of Ghana now should be between 25 to 30 million people, or max 35 million. The average population of South Africans maybe between 60 to 65 million. The average population of Jamaicans should maybe 3 million to 3.5 million people. Now you understand why the economies of scale is important. So If you are to go and site a factory in Jamaica, a population of 3 million or 4 million people thereabout, when will you be able to recover your investment? If you do that in Ghana, when? Because the truth is that population, people makes up market. And that's why you see most multinational, when they look at these small countries, instead of them wasting their resources to go and build factory, they could go into merger and partnership, i.e. Diageo and Heineken in Ghana, Diageo and Heineken in Jamaica, Diageo and Heineken in South Africa. So they combine their resources and build one plant and harness the benefit of the country. You need to consider economies of scale. You need to consider protectionism. We see the gamble Donald Trump is doing in the world today. It's all about American interest. Make America great again. So he's locking deals for his country and for his people. When he came to power second time, I think he shut down TikTok. You know, if it is not from America and you are leveraging their people to make profit, they need to know who you are. Even in Nigeria, in the past 1 week, you've been hearing government imposing 15% to refined product. Why? 15% tax. Why? Because our own son of the soil has started refining petroleum product in Nigeria. So why would you still be allowing people to import petrol into Nigeria when a Dangote has promised to increase his capacity from either 600 metric tons refining capacity to 1 million in order to not only serve Nigerian market, but also serve the West African sub-region. So when you have that capacity to protect your local entrepreneur, you can impose trade tariffs to stop people from importing the same product that is being produced in your home country. So tariff may not necessarily stop them from importing, but it will make the cost of their imported product to be too expensive compared with the local one. So you need to think about protectionism. All the while that Trump is doing what he's doing, deporting people, is to create room for American citizens to be the first to enjoy the dividend of their democracy. So these are the factors that you need to consider before going abroad. Gentlemen and ladies, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's clear.
Yes.
Yes, it's clear, sir.
Very clear.
Yes, it's clear.
Yes, thank you.
It's clear.
So, great. Transition from domestic to international marketing. How do we transition? What is domestic marketing? Marketing that is targeted exclusively on the home country's market is called domestic marketing. A company engaged in domestic marketing may be doing this consciously as a strategic choice, or it may be unconsciously focusing on the domestic market in order to avoid challenges of learning how to market outside the home country. If you are an entrepreneur in Nigeria and you are scared of going abroad, taking your brand abroad, you are engaged in domestic marketing. And sometimes One of the reasons why entrepreneurs don't go abroad is either they did not believe in their product, or they did not have the sufficient technical know-how to take their goods across the international boundary, or they are frustrated by languages and laws. I tell people, how many of you know about Razu Cola? Razu product is one of the soft drink that entered Nigeria recently, maybe in the last 2 years. Razu is produced by United Cameroonian Beverages, UCB, a company from Cameroon, Francophone country. The founders of that company, Razu, the UCB, since for decades that they founded this company, they could not go beyond Cameroon. Why? Because the 4 beers that founded those companies does not know how to speak English. So they kept their product in Cameroon, where they speak French. Cameroon is a French colony. But when the man sent his children to United Kingdom to school, the children learned English. And when they took over the realm of power in managing their father's business, why can't we enter Nigeria, the most populous black country in the world? What has limited our fathers from coming here? Language. Cool, we can speak English. And they hired Austin Ufomba, a former Guinness Nigeria marketing director. They hired him as the managing director. Austin brought them to Nigeria. This Razu company has bought Guinness Ababuri, the location, as a site to build their factory. They are also somewhere in Ibadan for another factory site that they're going to build. They came in here, they do not have any factory. Lakasara company started co-packing for them. Lakasara has excess capacity, so they use the excess capacity to be producing for Razu Cola. And that is how they move from domestic marketing and start advancing. Export marketing. Kindly mute your phone or mute your device so I don't disturb other people. Export marketing is very simple to explain. It's marketing that targeted outside the home country and relies on home country production to supply product for this market. What your country, Nigeria, is doing with your crude oil is export marketing. International marketing. International marketing goes beyond export marketing. It's a marketing where you are not only shipping a product to another country, where you will sell it to your supplier there, but you're also interested in developing that market, knowing that if you change the culture and the behavior of people to start liking your product, you will get more. In the last 2 decades, the clubs in Lagos were filled with beer, green bottles. That was what people drank in the club. But guess what? Some folks from Pernod Ricard, Bacardi Martini, Glenfiddich, all manner of spirit. Diageo brands, Diageo spirits started finding their way into Nigeria. And before you know it, the more they make sales and make profit, they start hiring brand evangelists. And they started changing the nightlife culture of Nigerians. Changing how Nigerians go to club. And before you say Jack Robinson, green bottles are almost extinct in many clubs today. When you get into the club, it is this type of spirit, vodka, or any of the families that the waiter will be asking you, what do we get for you? International marketing is not only interested in shipping, selling, and running away. No, they go a lot deeper to develop the market, because they know that the more the market is developed and people begin to see the brand and begin to associate with it, brother, they have grown the market. So multinational marketing is where you see businesses like Guinness, AB InBev, Unilever, PZ Cussons, P&G, Nestle, name them, dominates and spread across nations. And they are not just spreading to ship their product and come to develop the market. No, they are spreading to build their plant in those markets. And that's why in any country of the world, you see any of this multinational business comes in, they build their factory. So they go a step further from international marketers. Take, for instance, in Nigeria, you could say Pernod Ricard, they're involved in international marketing. Heineken in Nigeria is involved in multinational marketing. Because as we speak today, Pernod does not have a distillery in Nigeria. So they don't produce here. Every of those spirits that you drink are all imported. And if they are all imported, it means that they are also all exported. But why international marketing has an edge over export marketing is that export, you ship, the guy in whose country buys, distribute it to the people he wants to distribute it, no business development, no communication, no activity around. That activity and building the brand is the difference between export marketing and international marketing. But the difference between international marketing and multinational marketing is that in multinational marketing, they build a plant. And they do not only build a plant, they also promote their product. Global marketing. Global marketing or transnational marketing focuses upon leveraging a company's assets, experience, and products globally, and upon adapting to what is truly unique and different in each country. So when you look at global marketing, it is a marketing that recognizes cultural universals and unique market differences. The way Guinness will be marketed in Nigeria from Diageo might be slightly different from the way Guinness is marketed in 7HQ London. There are core mandatories that you don't need to touch, the brand guidelines. But there are areas that you can play along with. So, global marketing recognizes that your plan might not be one size fits all. You can adapt your plan to global, and local. Gentlemen and ladies, what are the driving forces for international marketing? First, number one is market needs and effort. If there is no market need, if there is no effort to satisfy a market need, there will not be anything like people being motivated to engage in international marketing. Technology. Technology is universal, is uniform, consistent across the time. So technology has made the world a global village. That even if you don't want to travel, your product can travel on your behalf. Cost. Cost is very important, a driving force in international marketing. Because of cost, some big brands survive in international waterways, some may not even venture. So cost is big, especially if you're involved in a pharmaceutical industry. I tell people during the outbreak of COVID-19, the world did not want to wait for 10 years when a COVID vaccine would have been tested on the COVID itself. And then learnings of how the bad side of the vaccine would have been incorporated and refined and make it better before shipping it to the countries of the world that need it. But that is not how AstraZeneca and Pfizer did their test. Because costs of some products are huge and can only be recovered in the international market. The cost of producing a vaccine is so expensive that in most countries, it is the FG, the federal government, that will buy up those vaccines from the manufacturers and then use the instrumentality of the states to distribute it, because cost must be recovered in the marketplace. Quality. When you talk about quality, you talk about global volume. If there is no opportunity for you to stretch and build up your brands in your host countries, you will not engage in international marketing. Communication and transportation, very key. We are in an interconnected world. You might just sit at the comfort of your house and order something from Temu or Alibaba or, all the online shops. Communication and technology, as much as it's an enabler, can also be your albatross. Leverage. Leverage is one of the driving forces where you can experience systems, transfers, scale economies, and resource utilization. If you're a multinational company headquarter in Germany, headquarter in Canada, headquarter in UK, and sub-offices in South Africa, Ghana, Mozambique, Kenya, and the rest. You will have this thing called experience transfer leverages, where you might want to do something in Nigeria, but because your counterpart have done similar thing in Niger, while inventing the wheel, you will call the global office that you need Mr. Lagbaja, who installed or who did this XYZ in Benin Republic, to report in Nigeria and come over to Nigeria and help you. That is the part of the leverage, resource utilization. You could, as a business, run out of raw materials, or if there is a war, God forbid, in this country, and borders are closed, and people were unable to export or shipping things, and incidentally the borders were opened, the time it will take you to do your pro forma invoice and all those import processes, you can actually tell your sister company in South Africa to ship the raw materials that they have to you. When your own import
ẹ máa ní onírúurú àwọn èdè kò yédè àwọn nǹkan kò yéra wọn ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tí a bá jọ ní ìfaradà pẹ̀lú ara yín.
Are we now? Which class are we now? People, mute your microphone so that even if you're praying or playing, we will not know. So you can also respect other people in the class. That said, while we have looked at the driving forces, there are also complexities in the international market. And these complexities, you must take note of them. Because if you don't take note of them, they will take note of you. I saw a joke on Instagram. He said, every day, what are you doing for a living? What do you do for a living? And the lady now asked, what do living do for me? Is it only what do you do for a living? What is also living doing for me? If you don't take cognizance of these complexities in international marketing, they will take care of you. Market differences. You need to understand the differences in the market. You need to understand that what works in Nigeria may not work in Ghana, irrespective of the fact that we are close-door neighbors. And that is when you talk about product pricing, advertising and promotion, and even channels of distribution. You need to look at brand history. Cases where the product itself may be a good candidate for globalization, a brand history may require a distinct and different marketing strategy and position in each country. You need to look at it. Management myopia. In most cases, like I said, with the United Cameroonian beverages, people are short-sighted and are not that open for international marketing engagement. And that could be excuse me, as a result of their leaders not thinking of expanding globally. Look at Dangote now. Dangote cement is a dominant cement product in Nigeria, but Dangote has also expanded across Africa. You look at organizational culture. Successful global companies are marketers who have learned how to integrate global vision and perspective with local market initiative and input. As much as those organizations are thinking global, they are also executing local. Look at national controls and barriers to entry. Do you have barriers? If there is, it's a complex one. Tough and wicked tariffs. You need to check them out. Then how is the global marketing environment? How does it look? What are the key factors in the global marketing environment? Number one is demographic. Demographic is key. Why is everybody interested in Nigeria? Our number, our population, you know? The demographic environment is always of major interest to marketers because it involves people, and people make up markets, like I've said. Temu coming to Nigeria, OPay, Flutterwave, and all the investors or businesses that have come into your land are looking at this demographic environment. What is the number of females in Nigeria vis-a-vis males? What is the population strata? My product appeals to children. How many people are in Nigeria that are under the less than 18 years of age? I kid you not. If you develop a product today that you can get 1% market share in Nigeria, you're already a billionaire in dollars. You need to also look at this factor, economic environment. The way Nigeria is going now, people are on the survival mode. Inflation has spiraled out of control. Naira has devaluated. Everywhere things are tough. You want to get into a country that is experiencing recession? Think twice with your product. You need to understand the economic buying power of the citizens of the host country that you're going. Natural environment. What has that got to do? Renewable resources such as forest and food also have to be used wisely. So when you talk about natural environment, those of us that are working, you will see that there is an increased and renewed interest of the global world on this thing that they call sustainability. And then they keep on playing the acronym ESG, environment, social and governance. And everything is on how to make us not to damage the earth. Oh, you can't use preforms, PET, to package carbonated soft drink. Why? Because when the user finished drinking, he will throw it out there on the street. And these things have a way of plugging and destroying our natural ecosystem. But I asked you in Bose that is now telling us about this ESG. Where were they when they were building factories during the Industrial Revolution, pumping a lot of carbon soot into the atmosphere that have now eventually destroyed the ozone layer? Now they have industrialized their place. They are now telling us electric car, oh, do this, use solar panel so that you won't be burning fuel. The more fuel you burn and the smoke goes up, the smoke destroys the ozone layer, which is a layer that prevents human from taking taking ozone layer. It protects the human nature, you know. And this is the reason why the whole climate change is staring at our face. Natural environment, technological environment. You need to watch. Technology swallows technology. Zoom and Google Meet have ate up Skype. I can't tell you other things. Smartphone sent BlackBerry and his cousins to an untimely grave. What you are doing, are there chances that if you start it today, somebody will have a better technology tomorrow and outpace you? You need to think. Political environment, I cannot overemphasize this more. The country that we're in today, and America is threatening. Would you want to go there and do business? The answer is no. Cultural environment. Cultural environment is made up of institutions and other forces that affect a society's basic values, preferences, and behaviors. People grow in a particular society that shapes their basic beliefs and values. The values of an Igbo man might be slightly different from the values of an Idoma. Cultural environment. People in a society hold many beliefs and values. Their core beliefs and values have a high degree of persistence. For example, most Indians believe in getting married, giving to charity, and being honest. Is that true? Is that true? I'm asking.
Yes, it is.
So these beliefs shape more specific attributes and behaviors found in everyday life. Yes, Indians will be telling you something, but once they begin to shake that their head, the way they are shaking their head, be careful. Core beliefs. So we move to why is global marketing important, or why global marketing is imperative. It's imperative because if you're producing product in Nigeria and you don't have market, it will lead to dumping. It is imperative because domestic market has been saturated. And you have to move to the industrialized world. There's a strong competition in the world. So it's either you perform or you get outperformed. And don't think when you launch a product in Nigeria that the people in diaspora did not see it. There is strong competition. Companies are merging today. Mercedes-Benz and Daimler Chrysler, they merged. Businesses, and so do banks. They are merging to form stronger allies. So that brings us to lesson 2. Any question? People of God. Hello?
Would we have access to this slide?
Are you still seeing my slide?
Yes, would we
Yes.
have access?
Yes, but we can still
Yes, we
see
can,
it.
sir.
So somebody is asking, would you have access to the slides, right?
Yes, sir.
You will have access to it.
Okay, sir.
Our own business school will give you the slides.
Okay, sir. And there's a question in the chat box.
Okay, because I can't see the chat box
Okay, let me read
because
it.
of the I projected this, but you
Sir,
can read it for me.
how would you define the main difference between international marketing and global marketing?
International marketing and global marketing. But I've told us that international marketing, you are going international with your product and at the same time you are developing. Global marketing takes into consideration the fact that you have your head office in London, and you're coming into Nigeria, and you're coming with London template, does not mean that you will override the local nuances that you are supposed to adapt, or what we call local. Have an what do I call it now? Have an international approach, but also localize it. So they are a little bit similar, but they are different. They're a little bit similar, but they are different. I don't know whether I've answered your question, or you want me to throw more light. The similarity,
Okay, thank you, sir.
no, so that I can clear you. The similarities between international marketing and global marketing, you know, when you talk about similarity, what they have in common, and when you talk about differences, the similarity is that both involve marketing activities across national borders. Both are aimed to reach customers in multiple countries or regions. And both require understanding of diverse cultures, economies, and market conditions. But when you want to look at their differences, international marketing focuses on adapting marketing strategies to specific countries or regions. It involves tailoring products, pricing, promotion, and distribution to meet local needs and preferences. And I say, think of it as a country-specific marketing effort. That is international marketing. When you now look at global marketing takes a more standardized approach. And what is standardized? One size fits all. Oh, Coca-Cola Share a Coke campaign is running in the US. We adopt the same model, the same nameplate that they were using in doing that Share a Coke. We adopt it in Nigeria. That is global. And that's when they tell you that this is a global campaign. But international marketing is country by country, country specific, customized, looking into what is happening in that country and customize your marketing activity. So international marketing is like speaking different languages to each country. You go to Ghana, you speak Ghana. You come to Nigeria, you speak Nigeria. You go to Tanzania, you speak Tanzania. Why global marketing is like using a universal language, in this case standardization, to sell your product. I don't know whether I've been able to answer you. I've tried to the best of my knowledge. Any other question? People. Hello?
Not from my end, sir.
Hi.
We can hear you, not for
Okay.
now. We can hear you, sir.
My hand, sir. The explanation was clear.
I'm projecting, so each time I ask question, I want to be sure that I'm not thrown out of network. So we'll move to lesson 2. Lesson 2, we talk about international market orientation, the EPRG, evaluating potential markets, international market entry strategies, successful global marketing plan, applying marketing principles in the global environment, and finally, the 10 commandments. So the 4 basic orientations guiding the work of international executives as they embark on global marketing management is premised on this framework. This framework is called the EPRG framework. 1 is ethnocentric, polycentric, regiocentric, and geocentric. We will take them one after the other. Ethnocentric, regiocentric, and geocentric. But can anyone, without me flipping the slide, tell me what you understand by any one of these framework?
All right, sir. So for ethnocentric, they would always think that since it works very well there, we can copy and paste in another region, and which it should also work.
Okay. Any other suggestion, contribution?
Yeah, good morning. I think ethnocentric marketing will be looking at ethnic group, perhaps. I'm saying this based on the name ethnocentric. So it's looking at different ethnic groups and what works for each one.
Any other one? Any other suggestion?
For regiocentric, this looks at particular regions, somewhat like segmentations to understand the basic needs of that particular region.
Any other one?
Okay. Good morning. I would say for ethnocentric and regiocentric, we can use the example of the name escapes me now, but Omoluabi. That is the beer, Omoluabi. So Omoluabi is looking at the Yoruba culture. So from Ogun State, from all the Yoruba states down to Lagos, they have found a way to make that brand ethnocentric. And you see something similar with, I think, Life Beer in the East. You see that also in the Eastern region, they've made it like, oh, this is the beer for the East. So I think when they talk about international market orientation, is pretty much tailoring brands to the will I say the ethnic nuances of the area, basically, and similarly applied to the regiocentric as well, tailoring market brands to the region's expectations or their culture or way of life.
Brilliant. What's the name again?
The name is Pearl, sir. Pearl Ohis.
Okay. Now let's go through my note, and then we can validate what you guys have said. Ethnocentric. By the way, this framework is used to describe a company's international marketing orientation or approach. And that's why we call it the EPRG framework. So ethnocentric means orientation is an assumption that the home country is superior and therefore should be used everywhere. In the ethnocentric company, overseas operations are viewed as being secondary to domestic and primarily as a means of disposing of surplus domestic production. In the same as ethnocentric, the ethnocentric plans for overseas markets are developed in the home office, utilizing policies and procedures identical to those employed at home. In ethnocentric, there is no systematic marketing research conducted overseas. There are no major modifications of products, and there is no real attention to consumer needs in foreign markets. So everything is based in the home market. So ethnocentric focuses on the home country's values and practices. Products are designed for domestic market with little adaptation for international markets. So when you have this kind of orientation, we'll say that you did what? You have an ethnocentric approach or ethnocentric orientation. Now, if you now look at polycentric adapts to local markets with each country or region having its own strategy. This approach prioritizes local needs and preferences. That is what you're seeing here is saying. I just try to summarize it. Because the marketing is organized on a country-by-country basis, with each country having its own unique marketing policy. So you call it polycentric. Region-centric orientation focuses on regional markets with strategies tailored to specific regions. Example, West Africa. And that's why West African business unit are being created by so many companies. Then you now look at geocentric. Geocentric is a global approach, treating the world as a single market. They look at the world as a single market. Standardized products and strategies are applied worldwide. Oh, it is Guinness. They look at the world as a village, a global village, and they make sure that what is obtainable in country A is also obtainable in country B. Is it clear, people?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's clear. You might have to slow down a little bit. I don't know.
Okay, so that you grab it, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm running too fast.
Yes, so that we can take notes too. Yes, sir.
Okay, they haven't shared this note with you guys.
No.
No, sir.
No.
Okay. Ahead. Next thing on the slide is evaluating potential markets. How do you evaluate potential market to even know where to go? How many of you have done businesses before? How do you evaluate potential markets? Number one is many companies prefer to sell to neighborhood countries, like the way people take our product to Ghana, to Niger, to Cameroon, because they understand these countries better and they can control their cost better. It is not surprising that the largest US market is Canada. Do you get it? Canada and Mexico. Another factor in evaluating potential market is psychic proximity. This word psychic is taken from psychology. Psychic proximity. Many US firms prefer to sell in Canada, England, and Australia rather than in large markets such as Germany and France, because they feel more comfortable with the language, laws, and culture. Conversely, in Nigeria, we're also comfortable in selling our product in Ghana, Cameroon, and the rest. And sometimes I hear, because I have not confirmed, I hear that things that are expensive here in Nigeria, my beloved country, is even less expensive in Ghana or Cameroon or Cote d'Ivoire. But it is the same product that is being sold in Nigeria at a cut-note price. It's the same product that you're going to sell in your neighboring country at a cheaper rate. languages, laws, and culture. Number 2. Number 3, company prefers to enter countries, 1, that rank high on market attractiveness. Why are you going to the countries where you're going to? Market attractiveness. The next thing again is market that are low in risk. And the third one is they are not just attractive, low in risk, but they also possess competitive advantage. That's the market to go to. And as I'm talking about this, using the global marketing framework to
Is it just
discuss.
me? I think we're losing the speaker.
Are you hearing me or you're not hearing me?
We can
I
hear
can hear
you.
you clearly.
Can
I
hear
can
you.
hear you clearly. Just you.
So somebody says he's not hearing me anymore.
I think it's from his network. I'm also having a similar issue.
Okay. I hope you guys get it resolved on time. So, evaluating potential markets. One of the things to consider, like I said here, before venturing into a new market, the company will start with detailed strategic market analysis. It looks at the market and tries to determine where it should be in 4 or 5 years. When AB InBev entered into Nigeria, Nigerian breweries and Guinness did everything humanly possible for this guy not to come into this country. When we heard that they are already in, I was among the team of cross-functional team. About 16 of us was dispatched from Guinness Lagos to Osisioma, the Guinness Aba Brewery then in Osisioma. They gave us a mandate, and when we sat and reviewed the mandate from the executive, we gave that task Project Pathfinder. What is our mandate? Go to southeast and south-south. Make sure you ring fence our brand from whatever incursion AB InBev is going to make. So we're in Aba, living in the brewery for 6 months, talking to distributors, doing everything we could to avoid these people getting into our biggest market. But they have entered Nigeria, and their strategy in coming into Nigeria is quite different. And that strategy is, we are not in a hurry to make profit, but we will chase market share and volume rigorously. Whatever losses we're making, we can make it up from the group. AB InBev just posted profit since they came into this country in Q3 this year. That was the first profit that they have posted all the while they were here. It has always been losses, 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 losses. But are they still in line with their plan? Yes. We want to grow our market share, whether we're making losses or not. Today, they are the second biggest brewer in Nigeria after Nigerian breweries. They've overtaken Guinness. So, a management team will do the cost-benefit analysis that factors in the position of competitors, infrastructure, regulatory and trade barriers, and the tax situation, both corporate and individual. If you leave this piece of work for the MD to do, or for anybody in the management team, they may get it right. Or in some occasions, they may not get it right. But you have to do cost-benefit analysis on your position. So last but not the least, the new market should be a country with an untapped need for its product or services. A quality, skilled labor pool capable of manufacturing the product and a welcoming environment, government, or fiscal. These are like the raw sketches of what you need to know in evaluating potential markets. Go and ask people that have the Oyimbos that have come to this country. Many of them, when they finish working, doing their small assignment in this country, everything that they will be plotting to will be how to be retained in Nigeria because of our market attractiveness. And that is not oblivious of the fact that they have evaluated the market and they have found Nigeria an interesting market to be. Evaluating potential markets. Still on this potential market evaluation, how can you classify the markets? Markets can be classified into 4 types. Type 1, platform countries, emerging countries, maturing and established countries, growth countries. These are areas where your governors and presidents stash away their money. Platform countries. Platform countries can be used to gather intelligence and establish a network. Example, Singapore and Hong Kong. So if you're going to Singapore and Hong Kong, if I hear you're going there, and me and you don't get problem before, I will know that these platform countries are basically where people gather intelligence. Emerging countries include Vietnam and Philippines. I remove Nigeria here, but the way we are going now, we might fall back into these emerging countries when our sovereignty has been given to us long time ago. Here, the major goal is to build up an initial presence, for instance, a liaison office. So the people that wants to, or businesses that wants to enter these emerging countries, starts with liaison office. In some cases, they may even start with country manager, and before you know it, they will come and establish by virtue of either they buy the real estate or houses or offices, and then they will kick off. Maturing and established countries. These countries include South Korea. These countries include South Korea, Taiwan, and Japan. These countries have far fewer growth prospects than other types of markets. Then you have growth countries. Growth countries such as China and India can offer early mover advantages. These often encourage companies to build up a significant presence in order to capitalize on future market opportunities. I can also put Nigeria in these growth countries if I'm able to remove them from emerging countries. And that's why America cannot do without having a bilateral relationship with China. And soon, they will begin to also respect India. The problem with India in the global world is that they have the population, but they also have challenges too. Because you can't rank India and China in terms of their development. But as it is now, India used to be the poorest nation of the world, but Nigeria has taken over from them. Nigeria has taken over from India in the latest ranking as the poorest country of the world. But the point I'm trying to make here is that imagine you produced toothpick that Indian people do not understand what is toothpick, and you take it to India and teach them what it means, and people start using toothpick after meal. Because of their size, close to 1 billion or 1.1 billion people. In short, a combination of Chinese and Indians would not give you anything less than 2 billion population in a world that is estimated to be 7.9 billion. These two countries are covering 2 out of the 9 growth countries. Now, it is getting better and better. International market entry strategies. Do anybody has question on the ones that we've talked so far? Any question? Or you want to take note so I can leave it a little bit?
Sir, I just have a question.
Fire.
Okay, well, I just wanted to know from context, where will you classify US in the 4 types of markets?
I will put US in maturing and established countries. That's where I'm going to put US. You don't agree?
Well, not basically that I don't agree. I'm just thinking through it.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
agree.
because yeah,
I agree.
given the size and well, it's fine.
I was going to also ask, my apologies, sir. How about Nigeria? You had mentioned that we are gradually almost replacing, well,
India.
you know, yes. So where would you put us?
I said I would love to put Nigeria in growth countries if we have continued the gain of democracy post 2015. But right now in my head, I'll put Nigeria as an emerging country because we have really gone back again. And that's why you are not attracting How many foreign direct investment have you attracted since this administration came to power?
Very correct. Not much.
People don't want to trust you. And it's even getting exacerbated. Because when the global media now is running their mouth that you have become a country of particular concern, you commit genocide, you kill Christians, there is a lot of bandits and terrorists. You know, these white people, once they hear there's a little problem, to catch them, But if you tell a Nigerian man now that there's terrorists in Ghana, and he knows that even within that region where the terrorist is, if you succeed in getting there, you make a lot of money. In Arwanka, he will move on. He will go. Nigeria is retrogressing. That's the fact.
Is it out of place to move China to maturing and established countries? Maybe not India, but China.
Not yet. Not
Why?
yet. Maybe in some few years now. I think China is arguably the world number one in terms of population. They will get to that maturing and established countries sooner than we think, with the pace of their technology and their advancement.
I can't hear you now.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I can hear you, sir.
I can hear you too. Must be his network.
He's not hearing me.
Okay.
So, when do you go for break? When is your break time? 12. Who is the class rep?
We're not in. We're not in.
We are not aware of that yet. It's not been informed.
Is this your first class in Rome Business School?
Yes, this is our
Yes.
first.
Yes.
This is the first class.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I think there's always yes, 30 minutes. This class will have an hour, 30 minutes break, because it starts by 10 and ends by 5:30. So every 2 hours, we take like a 30 minutes break from 10 to 12, from 12 to 2, from 2 to 4. So if we get to 12, we take a 30 minutes break. That will take us to 12:30. Then if you add 2 hours to that 12:30 again, that will take you to 2:30. At 2:30, you take another 30 minutes break. That will land you at 3. You put another 2 hours to 3. That will take you to
5:30.
5, then another 30 minutes break. So is a 1.5 hours break. You decide how you want to take it. You want to take it 30 minutes, or you want to take 1 hour at a stretch and then another 30 minutes. Whatever you decide, you let me know.
1 hour at a stretch.
No, 30 minutes is fine.
30 minutes
Yeah.
is fine.
I think that's it. I think the way you have
Broken it
broken
down.
it
30
down.
minutes is fine.
Yeah, the way he broke it down is fine. So that we can be done by 5.
Okay,
Exactly,
so
so that we can be done by 5.
what that means is
We'll take a break by 12.
once we hit 12, we'll take a break for 30
Yes,
minutes.
yes.
Yes, please.
Okay. Just give me a minute.
Sorry, are we taking the break already?
No, no.
No, you
He
said
asked
that
for
you're
a
coming.
minute.
He wants to be, you should give him a minute.
He asked for a
Okay.
minute.
All right.
So, international market entry strategies. Once a company decides to target a particular country.
Sorry, sir.
you ask-
Can I ask a question before we
Okay.
move on, sir? Okay, so I was thinking about the ethnocentric approach you mentioned earlier.
Mhm.
So considering there are little or no considerations about the local market of their target
Mhm.
countries, is
Mhm.
it actually an effective approach? And if it is, are there one or two companies that adopt that approach currently?
The ethnocentric,
Yes, sir.
you're asking whether there are one or two companies that adopt ethnocentric approach?
Yes, considering there are little or no considerations to the local market. You mentioned they tailor their products, right, to the demands of the originating market. So I just wanted to know if it's actually an effective approach and if there are any companies that practice that.
Yes, there should be. I'm searching my brain file now.
How about Coca-Cola?
I'm searching my brain to.
Okay,
How
I
about
think
Coca?
I think
How
a lot
about Coca-Cola?
I think a lot of
Okay.
the European car manufacturers are very ethnocentric, right? They design
Mhm.
their cars based on their home countries. For example, the Mercedes Benz, and that's why you find out sometimes that some of their cars in Nigeria or Africa or even other parts of the world don't do quite as well. So they are very ethnocentric. Mercedes Benz, BMW, they are very ethnocentric. Maybe not Coca-Cola, because Coca-Cola does some things that are specific to the local markets.
But do they change the specifics of their product combination because they're in Nigeria? No.
No, Mercedes Benz does not. But
No, I mean,
Coca-Cola,
Coca-Cola. Do
they
they
do.
change the?
They
They
do.
change
Yes, they
their.
do.
They do. The
They
taste,
actually do. The
amount
taste,
of
the taste of
flavor.
Coca-Cola in Europe is different from the taste of Coca-Cola in Nigeria. So
Also
they
branding.
exactly they do.
Okay, let
Wow.
me
Okay.
give you some 3 examples. But before then, let's refresh our memory again. What is ethnocentric? Like I said, ethnocentric focus on the home country's values and practices. So products are designed for the domestic market with little adaptation for international market. And a typical example of ethnocentric orientation is McDonald's. And this is McDonald's in India. You know the feeling of Indian people with beef, with cow. So initially, McDonald's faced challenges in India due to its ethnocentric approach. In this case, serving beef-based products which are not popular in India. So the company, McDonald's, had to adapt to local tastes and preferences of the Indian people. So they went ethnocentric. Walmart in Germany. Walmart enters into the German market and was very unsuccessful. Why was their entry into the German market unsuccessful? It was partly due to Walmart ethnocentric approach, trying to impose US style retail practices on German customers instead of adapting to the lifestyles of German in doing their business. We have similar thing in KFC in China. KFC initially struggled in China with its ethnocentric approach. Why? They are serving Western style fried chicken that did not resonate with local taste. Come back to Nigeria. Your ShopRite of this world coming into Nigeria with a South African approach to retail and not looking into our economic reality and trying to adapt with some of their products, local products, into their business. You see how far ShopRite has gone. And you see how people who studied the reasons for their failure adapted the same supermarket style but adjusted it to the taste of Nigerians. Boku is doing great. Jandol is doing great. Ebano is doing great. Adide is doing great. But to mention but a few. I don't know whether we are getting this thing now.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Are you getting it now?
Yes, sir.
And when you look at even automobiles, Mercedes-Benz, BMWs were the cars cleaning out in the car market in Nigeria, maybe in the last 2 decades ago. Before those 2 decades, it was Peugeot Automobile of Nigeria, PAN. But Peugeot remained in their old custom-made design. Mercedes came in with Mercedes 190, Mercedes-Benz V-Boot, and you have BMW 3 Series, 4 Series, and Nigerians were buying them because our economy was looking good and our fuel is being subsidized. But guess what? Toyota looked at us and our lifestyle and redesigned Toyota products that will suit the Nigerian market. First, they deal with issues about fuel. Every Toyota product is fuel efficient. And they came with that Uber Toyota now. That was the brand that they used to premiere in this market. Today in Nigeria, you cannot count 10 cars on the road today anywhere in this country without seeing Toyota taking like 6 or 7 out of them. The fuel efficiency, which is now a very strong consideration in Nigeria for someone to buy a car now. Is it fuel efficient? Is it easy to maintain? BMW with all the electric cars in it. Is it easy to find mechanic who knows how to do it? Toyota gave Nigerians what they want at the time they want it, the way they want it. Ethnocentric. The same Toyota deceived you into believing, the same Toyota has Prado. It's the same Toyota that has Lexus. Lexus is like the premium brand of Toyota. The same company. So they gave you a brand that is pegged at high net worth individuals, and then they gave you a brand that is also premium. Today, Peugeot, in the years back, used to be the official car for government officials. Today, your senators, your governors, your high and mighty goes on Toyota convoy, and that's predominantly Prado. Am I making sense?
Yes, sure.
So we are going to look at international market entry strategies. What are the strategies to enter into the international market? I think there are about 8: exporting, licensing, franchising, contract manufacturing, joint ventures, wholly owned subsidiaries, acquisition and mergers, greenfield operations, and that was it. So let's take them one by one. Exporting, we've talked about this. So it is about most companies start their international expansion with exporting. So you move your product from your country to the next country where you want to sell and earn your foreign exchange. Licensing, this will sound new to some people and not new to some other people. Companies can penetrate a foreign market via licensing strategy. So what is licensing? Licensing is a contractual transaction where the firm, in this case called the licensor, offers some proprietary assets to a foreign company, in this case called the licensee, in exchange for royalty fees, which includes assets like trademarks, technology know-how, production processes, and patents. Licensing has proven to be a very profitable means of penetrating foreign markets and lowers your exposure to political or economic instabilities of the licensor in the foreign markets. So you take a license. Where I work currently now, we are looking at some brands, international premium brands, that we can take a license. So you take the license, they will be shipping the product for you, you will be selling it, getting your own margin, giving them their own margin. Not necessarily trying to build factories. No. You take the license from the licensor and then you bring the goods in. Licensing is different from franchising. But let's go through franchising so we understand. And these are all international market entry strategies. Scores of service industry companies use franchising as a means for capturing opportunities in a global marketplace. Franchising is to some degree a cousin of licensing. It is an arrangement whereby the franchisor gives the franchisee the right to use the franchisor's trade names, trademarks, business models, and or know-how in given territory for a specified time period. And those time period is normally 10 years. In exchange, the franchisor gets royalty payment and other fees. There is also master franchising. But before I go into master franchising, how many of you know that most of the KFC and Chicken Republic outlets and the then Mr. Biggs those times were all franchise business? How many know?
Yes, we're aware. I'm aware. KFC and Mr. Biggs.
They're all franchise business.
Mm-hmm.
So they will give you a
However,
franchise.
even Total is a franchise as well.
They give you a franchise license, but they give you a standard operating procedure. This is how your outlet, both from the architecture of their design for the location you want to set your own on, must be approved, because it must have the look and feel of that business. What killed Mr. Biggs was when they started giving Tom, Dick, and Harry franchise. And the people who set up an outlet and say it's Mr. Biggs, when you come in there, you wouldn't know whether it is Mama Sikira restaurant or is it that Mr. Biggs. So, route to market optimization can also apply in franchise business. You don't have to appoint everybody as a franchise owner. You can look, for instance, in this Lagos, you can look at this Lagos and say, I don't want to have more than 10 Mr. Biggs or Chicken Republic outlets, but it must be in strategic locations. And it must have the look and feel. There must be a gold standard franchise outlet that everybody who wants to become a franchisee must see what it looks like to do this business. Then there is also what we call master franchising. What is master franchising? Where the franchisor, the owner of the title, gives a master franchise to a local entrepreneur who the local entrepreneur will then now in turn sell local franchises within his territory. The package offers by the franchisor includes marketing plan, operating manuals, standards, training, and quality monitoring. The day you as a marketer do not go to this distributor, package offers marketing operating manual, standards, training, and quality monitoring. So a company like Food Concept, which is Chicken Republic, will allow you to set up, and then they will provide you with all this. And reason is that they want to be consistent across board. They want to maintain their look and feel. They do not want to have a Chicken Republic in Lagos and have a Chi Republic in Ibadan. It must be consistent across board. Franchising. There is no way KFC will come into Nigeria and they want to set up 2,000 outlets that they will want to run that risk. Remember that some of the reasons why these big companies opt for licensing or franchising is to take away the risk, geopolitical risk, economic risk in the country. So they give you license to operate, but at the same time, there is a fees that you will pay for using their trademark. So the next one, international entry strategy, is contract manufacturing. Contract manufacturing. Anybody that can tell me what you understand by contract manufacturing? I'm taking the slide off so that people can think. Contract manufacturing.
Okay, let me try this out. So contract manufacturing happens where, in this case, an international brand provides the recipe, the packaging, etc. for a local manufacturer to pack or contract manufacture products, right? While the international company will still handle like marketing, distribution, etc. So that's what I think. And we also have cases where even non-international companies, for example, or even international companies here, contract manufacture like the packing of their products to other smaller breweries. For example, Champion Breweries may be packaging for Guinness, for example. That could be contract manufacturing.
Good. Like I said before, I told us that United Cameroonian Beverage Company, UCB, is in Nigeria, but they did not build one plant. They have no one factory here. Why? They look at companies that has excess capacity that they can get to do contract packaging for them, contract manufacturing. So Razu Cola, Razu Orange, their contract manufacturer is Lacasera. Lacasera is the one producing for them. They will bring their recipe or their what do I call it again now? There's the one that I needed to.
The formula of the product.
Yes, they bring their formula, and like I said, I package for them. And that time, I think every tray of the PET 12 bottles, the Lacasera company takes 100 naira for it. And that was how these guys entered this market. So from the profit and the money that they are making, they bought that land. They bought the Diku Densi Guinness land in Aba. And then they bought another fresh land in Ibadan. But their product is in your market because somebody is manufacturing for them. Contract manufacturing. Any question on that? Any question? Okay. Have you heard about joint ventures?
Hi,
Unholy
Mr. Emmanuel.
Yes.
I just wanted to point out that it's 12. So maybe we want to now and come back. Or if the class wants to continue.
I know, but I think we should just finish. He's almost done with this international market
Yeah.
entry strategies. So don't leave him hanging.
Yeah, I just wanted to point that out.
Okay.
So joint ventures. For many multinational companies who want to expand their global operations, joint ventures prove to be the most viable way to enter foreign markets. I have told us about the joint venture between Diageo and Heineken in Jamaica, South Africa, and Ghana. Why do companies go via joint venture entering a new market? Sometimes also to share their risk. With joint venture, the foreign company agrees to share equity and other resources with other partners to establish a new entity in the target country. So depending on the equity stake, 3 forms of partnership can be distinguished. 1, majority. So I own more than 50% ownership. 2, 50-50. And 3, minority venture, where you are holding 50% or less ownership. So a major advantage of joint ventures is the return potential, i.e. share of the profits. It also entails much more control over operations than most of the previous entry modes discussed. Joint venture, partnership. Then you have wholly owned subsidiaries. So wholly owned subsidiaries is when a multinational business goes into a country and builds their factories without having to go into any partnership with anybody. Because they don't want to saddle themselves with the risk and anxieties. Like now, there are companies, 1 or 2 companies that I know in Nigeria, that once they come in, they don't do anything like a partnership. If Coca-Cola wants you today, they will go all out and buy you completely. They don't do, they don't do combined business. Wholly owned. Acquisition and merger. I will throw this question on you people. How many businesses in Nigeria have you seen that have gone into mergers and acquisition?
Commercial
Banks.
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 Commercial banks.
Yeah.
Access and Diamond. There is EcoBank and I think I've forgotten the one they made with.
Oceanic.
So
There's also Sky and
Access
Polaris.
Bank and yes, Access Bank and Titan.
There's also Chivita that has been acquired 2 different
Titan
types
and Union Bank.
of companies.
I'm sure you know that there'll come March next year, there will be also more mergers now coming in the banking industry. For
Even in
those,
the insurance space.
for
Also the
those that will not be
insurance
able
space.
to
Yeah.
meet 200 billion and 500 billion. So mergers and acquisition can be Samland Alliance in insurance. Greenfield operation is when you dive into starting from the scratch, building a new factory. And in most cases, people who does these greenfield operations look for tax haven. What do I mean by tax haven? Free trade zones. Like in Nigeria and in Lagos, the Lagos state government will tell you, you want to do business with us in Lagos? Bring your investment into Lagos. We will not charge you, will not tax you. You will just go to Lekki Free Trade Zone, buy your land, build your factory there. You have a period of 10 years or 15 years of tax haven. What that means is that because you accepted to build your factory in that Lekki Free Trade Zone. You'll be producing materials, selling materials here, but they are not going to tax you. So that tax haven becomes an incentive to move investors to a particular location in a state to go and develop that place. So all the industries that you see today that have relocated to Lekki Free Trade Zone, these industries, based on the contract that they signed with Lagos State government, in which case oftentimes are not less than 10 years. For 10 years after they commence operation, they will not be paying tax to Lagos State government. They won't. That 10 years becomes an opportunity for them to recoup their investment, and then after 10 years, they will now be due to start paying tax. So you have used that. If it is people that are in the marketing world, you've used that free trade zone, 10 years of not paying tax, you've used it as an incentive or as a promotion to bring foreign investors, greenfield operation. So you see, a global marketing plan is the one they call standardized. So this standardized, I will explain it in a nutshell, is similar to one size fits all. What we do in Lagos and the way we did it in Lagos is the way we're going to replicate it in Ghana, Tanzania, Australia, Jamaica, and the Americas. Standardized global marketing plan. There's standardized. There is decentralized. Decentralized global marketing plan. What is this? Many companies have followed a decentralized planning approach, either because of poor results, using the standardized approach, or after noting the many differences from country to country in market environments. This approach has received perhaps more support in marketing than any other functional areas. And then on and on and on and on. The reasons for why companies choose a decentralized global marketing plan is stated. Then you now see the one that is global marketing plan interactive. This interactive, let me read one or two of these. A third approach to formulating a global marketing plan is the interactive approach, or what you call the integrated approach. This is superior to either the standardized or the local plan, in this case decentralized, because it draws on strength of each of these approaches in planning to formulate a synthesis under the interactive marketing planning approach. Subsidiaries are responsible for identifying the unique characteristics of their market and ensuring that the market plan responds to local characteristics. What is all this big grammar? The big grammar here is integrate, balance what you are getting from your offshore team as global marketing, a global marketing plan. Balance it. So you have standardized, as it were in the beginning, so it shall be. That is standardized. You have decentralized. No, we'll look at the markets and decide what you're going to do. Now you have interactive. Interactive is take some learning from the standardized global marketing plan and fuse it with the decentralized one. Then you will now get standardized. So applying marketing principles in the global environment. How do you apply it in the global environment? Because the same marketing principles that lead to marketing success in domestic marketing can also apply to global marketing. That is because with the rapidly growing force of globalization, the distinction between marketing within an organization's home country and marketing within external market is disappearing very quickly. Why do you have to apply marketing principle in the global environment? Again, because organizations are modifying their marketing strategies to meet the challenges of the global marketplace while trying to sustain their competitiveness within home markets. These changes have also prompted brands to customize their global marketing fix for different markets. In this case, based on local languages, needs, wants, and values. Why applying global marketing principles? The 4 P's of marketing, price, product, placement, and promotion, are all affected as a company moves through the different phases to become and maintain dominance as a global company. These 4 P's, when you think about product, the product of the company, the price that it is being sold, the placement, and then the promotion. So we've talked about global marketing plan, standardized, decentralized, interactive. Then you have another one, the global marketing mix, which is called the product plus promotion. I'll take the middle of this to explain. Or I take the first one. When we said for multinational corporations, the interplay between product and promotion is important because it can enable a company to make minor adjustments to a single product and its promotion strategy rather than totally revamping the product and promotion for different markets will start going down. Coca-Cola is a strong example of this principle. The beverage brand uses 2 formulas, one with sugar and one with corn syrup for all markets. The product packaging in every country incorporates Coca-Cola's contour bottle design, signature ribbon, and in some shape or form. However, the bottle can also include the country's native language and appear in identical size as other beverage bottles or can in the country's market. So product plus promotion. Promotional tactics for global audiences can range from television commercial to social media marketing on Facebook or YouTube. It is the job of a global marketer like you to create and place promotional efforts in settings where local consumers will be more receptive to receiving and acting on those messages. I give you an instance. I was on a trade visit with one of my senior directors in Lagos that came. And we were discussing about the prospect in Uyo. And I told the guy the things that I wanted to do come January. He said, no, you may not be able to do it. The people of Niger Delta, they are not like this, they are like this, they are not like this, they are like this. I saw okay. Now the name where you give your dog, now you go the beer. The name you give Pikin, now that Pikin go the beer until he or she comes to the age of accountability. I may decide that this name I don't want to bear it. But the truth is that in brand building, in promotion, you, the brand manager, is a mini psychologist. You are also not only a mini psychologist, you're also a mini spiritualist. Because you will see a brand that you know is a dead brand. You will weave marketing story around it. Promote it well, people will start diving to that brand. You bottled beer in a bottle, put amber, use amber bottle. You think of what name will I give this beer now that will make this thing has a resonant name. You call it Tiger. How do you relate a beer bottle with a tiger? But that name Tiger is not just for that beer, is to also create emotional connection. The drinking populace, male are of the highest, higher than female. So if you get a man to believe that once he drink Tiger, all his fears will disappear, he will now become as bold as a lion. It might be what he heard from the brand team. It might be what he's acting on. It might be what is making him to drink the beer. As a marketing person, you must be a great storyteller. Storytelling is in our blood, and you must know how to tell a story. Product plus promotion.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon once again. Please, we are to go for break by now so that we can reconvene by 12:45. Thank you.
Okay, people. I see you 12:45. Inshallah. Okay, sir. All right. Maybe I should put down